Hi, I'm Jenny from TheGlitteredRose. Thanks for joining me today. You can find me under that name over on Instagram. Today I wanted to create something a little bit more simple, and while it is a bit more simple, I think it's still quite effective. So my last video, it was a little bit more technique heavy and a little bit more product heavy. So I wanted to create something a little bit more simple just to prove that you don't have to have all the supplies and spend hours in your art room to create something that's really effective. This took me under an hour to create, and I think it's still a lovely page in my art journal. So I didn't use a heap of different supplies. Yes, you need a few different supplies, but it's art journaling. You're always going to need some supplies, but you can get away with just a few. So this page features one of my own collage images, but it also features some Tim Holtz Distress ink pads, along with some stamps, which are so easy to pick up. You don't need the same ink pads, sorry, same stamps, along with some embossing. I did some embossing on there. So they're quite easy. They're quite easy supplies just to pick up. So that's why I think it's beginner friendly. And it's techniques that everyone can pick up, and you'll be able to pick up and do yourself. And you don't need the exact same embellishments as I've used, and you'll be able to create something really effective. So if you're interested to see how I created this, be sure to stick around, hit the like button, leave me a comment down below what you think, and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so I know I want to use the girl with the butterflies around her. I think that she's a gorgeous image, and I haven't used any of the images from this Melancholy Blue collage sheet. This collage sheet is available in my Ko-fi shop. I'll link my shop in my description box. For those who are new to my channel, I have a Ko-fi shop with collage sheets. I'll pop these up in my Ko-fi shop too. They're new. There'll be two separate collage sheets, and you get, for $5 Australian a month, you get access to, I think there'll be 23 collage sheets and all their individual images. And the collage sheets are available in A4 and letter size, so you download whatever you want for just $5 a month. It's a massive bargain. It's about $3.50 US a month, and I upload new collage sheets every month. I'm just trying to work out if I want to use scrapbook paper in the background or not. I'm not sure. So this is my my art journal. I'm just tearing out a page. Okay, so I'm going to pop these up in my Ko-fi shop today. And they're just illustrations of, I think I've called them things with wings. I'm just not sure how I want this to go. I'm going to come back to these elements because I'm not sure how or if I'm going to use them yet. But I do know I want to put some oxide inks in the background. So I'll grab them out now and we'll come back to those scrapbook papers later. All right, so I've just grabbed down some Blueprint Sketch, which is a Distress Oxide. And this is just such a simple technique, and this is why I think this is beginner friendly, because I think it's perfect for beginners. So popping it onto like a silicone mat, you can pop it onto um, like a baking silicone mat or something. Just you want to make sure that your ink beads. So you can see that the ink has got nice blobs. That's important. Excuse my arm. I'm just going down another deeper blue. So I want two different blues. So just dipping this in. And for this technique, I would say that the layers are what's important. So you get some down, dry it off, and then you layer on top of it. And that's what gives you your dimension and your interest is the layers on top of, when you layer on top of it. And even when you put your other colors on top, it's the layers that you sort of see on top of. Even when you put the same color on top of it, same color on top of the same color, that's what gives you your interest. Is just building those colors. Now I'm going in with a darker color. This is another blue. This is marine blue or mariner's blue, and yeah, so you can see we're sort of starting to build up those layers and the sort of the interest. I probably should have started with the darker color first, but it doesn't really matter because I will put the lighter blue on top of it next. It's just always really interesting to see how these colors sort of interact with each other and then build on top of each other. I really do love um, the Distress range and how they build. And sort of looking really nice. All the sort of splatters. Really does build to an interesting background without too much interest. I mean, not too much interest, too much trouble. That's why I think they're perfect for beginners. You just need to be careful with watercolor paper because it really does burn easily. I think I have a couple of little burn marks on this paper. I think my next color will be Lost Shadow because my focal image, there's a lot of gray, and I think Lost Shadow will be really nice in those white areas. Yep, perfect. I do really like this color. I really like it when it runs and it adds that little bit of interest. As you can tell, it really is just sort of dipping and drying and dipping and drying and just adding all those sort of layers of ink on top of each other. I usually try and cut out the drying, but it's sort of difficult when there are so many layers, and that really is the technique. So I'll try and keep it in because it's showing what the technique is. As these inks aren't permanent, you will get mixing of the colors. So even though I didn't use a purple color, we have got purple. Which is just something that you have to learn to live with. It's a very different result than if you were doing it on like a smooth cardstock, like a Nina or something when you're using watercolor cardstock. Okay, I'm going to finish up here and then we'll have a closer look. I'm pretty happy with that. I think that the colors look really nice. It's quite interesting. I wonder how much I'll see by the time I pop the focal image onto it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use these butterflies now. Yeah, I don't think I'll use them. They might end up looking a little bit too stuck on. I'm just going to flick a little bit of lumberjack flayed onto this because there's a little bit of red in the focal image, so I want to follow that through. I'm just going to dry it off so that it doesn't pull any of the background color up. So I'll quickly dry this off. So I've decided to stamp some butterflies onto this on the background. I'm just using some VersaFine ink because when it all boils down to it, VersaFine is my favorite ink. It's looking pretty good. Just stamp it again. This is from one of Tim Holt's stamp set. Oh, its stamp is anonymous. Papillon CMS 106. Just grab out the other small one. I'm happy with that. They're just for the background. I don't need them to be stamped perfectly. I'm just going to cut this image out. Okay, here she is all cut out. I'm decided I'm going to pop her in a frame. Don't really like that color. Gonna have a look in my stash and see if there's anything I like a bit more than that. Okay, I think I like that one a bit more. If I'd known I was gonna go a different color, I probably would have included that color in the background, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, I think I like that one a bit more. It stands out a bit more. Let's go that one. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at it and it's looking really flat to me. So I think I need to add some texture. So I'm grabbing a stamp. This is from another Stampers Anonymous stamp set. It's the one with the rabbit. And I'm going to stamp it in an embossing ink. And then I'm just going to emboss in white. I think if I do it in white, that'll add some freshness. I did think about embossing it in a yellowy gold to try and match that frame, but I think if I got it wrong, got the color wrong, then it'll look mismatched and wrong. So I'm better off just to try and add a bit of freshness and crispness, not Christmas, crispness to the picture, then it'll probably work a bit better. I think adding some white after is a good way just to add a little bit of, white space and add a little bit of crispness and freshness to a picture later. And I think I'll just add some in the top right. I think adding it in 3 lots rather than 4 lots looks better. See, that already looks better there. Looks better. It was just looking really flat and sort of boring. And I think by adding these dots, it just adds some interest and excuse my arm. I'm not worrying about having it stamp, you know, perfectly by popping it in a MISTI or a stamping platform. I think if you're new to mixed media, the Distress inks are a great beginner-friendly way to go, whether they're sprays or the ink pads. You can really put down some great backgrounds easily, along with some basic stamps. They don't have to be Stampers Anonymous. You can get some cheap stamps. All right, I'll clean this up and I'll be back. I found some glitter markers from Kmart Australia, and these are brush markers with glitter. Now on the boxes, they've got actual glitter. You can feel the glitter, so I'm hoping that they're going to be just like on the boxes. But we'll see. So I'm going to swatch them and we'll see what they're like. I've got to work out how to do that first. That's the first colour. It's quite nice. The glitter is very fine and it's not at all like the glitter on the box. I might pop a little bit of glitter on this. Pop a little bit of details on the butterfly. It's very nice. If the glitter is really fine, dries very quickly. But yeah, you can't feel the glitter like you can on the packaging. So it's a little bit of false advertising, Kmart, but gee, it flows nicely. So they're water-based glitter markers. If you're somebody who uses a lot of glitter, I think that, yeah, they're nice. I'll swatch the other colors so that you can see what they're like. I just did a quick swatch because I'm not sure how many people will be interested in them, but yeah, I think that they're really nice. They've got like a really nice brush tip. I think if you do brush mark lettering, they'd be really good too. They're definitely not as glittery as they show on the box. As you can see, they're really glittery on the box. Um, but they come in all different colors. So maybe if you do cards as well, they might be a bit better for card making. But they show that they're really glittery on the box. So a little disappointing. I think my kids might get them. They were cheap. I think they were 6 for 4. But they were worth a try. The glitter doesn't really even show up so much now. Now it's dry. Okay, I'm going to pop some foam on the back of this frame and stick her onto the frame. And I'll be back when it's all glued on. Okay, so I've grabbed out my soft pastels and I'm just running around now with the soft pastel. I'm going to go around it quite dark um, just to frame it. I like to bring it in from the corners. I hate foam tape so much. You can see it's on my nail. I find it so difficult to work with. Just going around quite heavy around the edges because I think it really needs to be framed. That frame color is really bothering me, so I'm going to try to include it. I've just got some Lavinia spray. I think it's in a bumblebee. And it's just, see, it's doing what I was worried it would do, and it's lifting that blue. So I'm just going to tap it off and not worry too much. It will leave a little of that color behind. I'm just going to pop a little bit down in that bottom right as well. Just so I can have a little bit of the yellow in. But there's also a little bit of yellow in that butterfly. Um, so it'll all sort of tie in the end. Sometimes I think I worry too much. I'm just going to pop a little bit of foam behind the middle of that butterfly. Not too much, just enough to stick it down. And this is something that I just love about mixed media. You know, you can have like my last project that I think was more involved and had lots of different supplies and techniques and took a little bit longer. And then something like this that I finished off, I think I will finish off in less than an hour. And then, you know, I think is really beginner friendly, or something that will take a lot longer, like my last project. Just, you know, so much fun. You can spend as little or as much time as you want, and you end up with a gorgeous result in the end. All right, so, and for my little saying, I'm just going to pop fly away in the middle. And I reckon that's just a cute little way just to finish it off. And I love it. I actually love this page. I reckon it's really cool. I'm really happy with the end result. I love this image. I think that from my Melancholy Blue collage sheet, I think it's yeah, the page has done her justice. I think I might just darken up the edges a bit more. And I'll pop her in my art journal and have a closer look and call it finished. I'll be back when I've popped her in. And here we are, all finished. I have to say, I really, really like the end result. You know, it was a more simple project, but I think that the end result's really gorgeous. I don't tend to gravitate towards blues, but I think I might need to get some more blue supplies so that I can. I really do like the end result. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I'll be sure to link my Ko-fi shop in case you want to check it out. Get yourself a copy of Melancholy Blues. Like I said, it runs on a subscription model. So for $5 a month, you get access to all my collage sheets. So you just print them off. I might do a video on how you can, you know, produce nice quality prints yourself at home. It's really easy. Do a video on my printer and my papers, and you know the settings that I use so that you can get the most out of your printer. All right, let me know down below what you think. Hit the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber, and let me know what you think. Got a bit of glue on her nose. All right. Thanks for watching till the end. Yeah. I hope you found this video useful. If you're a beginner, jump in, have a play. It's mixed media is fantastic. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.